30, 40, 50 panic brake. Wow, this is really nice. Welcome to CarSceneKorea. I introduce newly released Genesis, Hyundai, and Kia cars. And that is until today. Those are the manufacturers I concentrate on, as you guys know. But this is SSangYong, one of the Korean car manufacturers as well. And this is Torres, their latest SUV up in the family. I've been really meaning to review this car, but I just never had the chance. And let's go take a look at the car together with me all throughout inside out. Yes, there's a lot of saying that this car looks or resembles to that of a certain brand. You know, when I actually saw it in person and met this car in person for the first time, I have to admit that yes, that brand Range Rover came across my mind as well. As it is always the case, the design and the look of a certain car and the color, it's always subjective. So drop in the comment below how you think about the exterior look of this car, but I think this definitely looks unique on its own. So let's get started with the headlight. So that headlight and the DRL actually lights up the whole way, just like that. And those vertical grills represent the strength and the power. So the DRL up close looks like this, and the vertical grills, it's got some nice Torres engraved on the grill as well. So these portions, it's all plastic. So is this, so is that, and of course the bumper as well. But the steel hood, however, it looks all in all really great. The grills, it's all open. We can see the radiator right inside and another one underneath. So there's a lot of air going into the radiator, so no need to worry about the cooling issues, right? So this tow hook cover arrow here, so it is supposedly working tow hook, but the skid plates, just the all parts of the cars on the front, this is all plastic. But you know, it doesn't look bad at all. What do you think? Doesn't look all that cheap. I think it matches really well with the overall feeling and the theme behind this SUV, that is a strong off-roader type of a vehicle. Here and there you could probably install searchlights and all, if that is what you have in mind. Nope, it's actually just for the looks. So if you install anything up here, hooks, and try to make use out of it, maybe pull a car or anything like that, that part is going to rip apart. So do keep that in mind. So let's talk about the wheels. So this is, it looks big already, so I'm assuming it's at least 18-inch wheel right here. So 235, 55, 18. There are smaller wheels and bigger wheels on Torres as well, but this looks pretty nice. And I think it matches with the car overall as well. Of course, we cannot miss out that plastic cladding. So body color matched. A lot of people do favor that when you are looking for some luxury aspect out of a vehicle, mostly the city drives, but not so much for this Torres. I mean, yes, Torres is definitely driven a lot more in cities than off-roads. However, this car is capable of going off-road at any time you like. Of course, with some matching tires, but I've tested out the all-wheel drive on this car, had no problem whatsoever. This is the uphill that we came up. Extreme terrain like this. Take a look at the clearance as well. I think it is even higher than the usual, and also the front bumper has that angled, giving a little more extra room for the clearance, and it sure is the same case for the rear bumper as well. So it goes a little higher up towards the end, securing more room and clearance. The profile, nothing out of the ordinary, I want to say. It really has sharp edges at the end, towards the end, as you can see, getting more room, more storage inside the trunk. And look at that C-pillar, little nice cute touch, matched and hooked up with the side mirror. And this part I really liked. You see, the side mirror is a flag type, so it is actually attached to the door, unlike being attached to here, securing and providing more visibility, but it would have been better if this part was also a glass, further reducing the blind spot. Over here, a badge saying that it's all-wheel drive, the silver with the blinkers. Let me show you. that turns on like this. So that looks like this with the blinker on. Thanks to long stretching out headlights or DRL portion, you can also see the turn signal from the profile, and looks very solid from the front. So there is no confusion whatsoever. This is the turn signal from behind. This is the rear view of Torres, opposing look from rear. A typical off-road SUV, we've seen this plenty times in other brands. Torres written right in the middle, and this is where the door trunk handle sits. Inside this handle is where it is. So there's the rubber right here. Don't ask me, but I actually did spend some time going around here looking for the trunk lid button, but it was right over there. The reverse cam located right here. I want to point out there's a little bit of a delay when you actually put the car in reverse. That I actually found a bit burdensome from time to time throughout my 3 days of drive, and wish that could have been better. Faster response would have been nice. And the skid plate, that matches with the front design, a silver finish around, and that is what the bottom looks like. And the bottom, I said, oh, so it is multi-linked. So I was curious if the bottom would be a torsion bar or multi-link. So it was multi-link indeed. The suspension and the spring setup, the exhaust system, nothing out of the ordinary once again, but it gets the job done. The car was relatively really light despite its size and its class. No super big surprise when it comes to the Torres all throughout, inside out. However, I really do think that is the reason why this car sold like hotcakes here in Korea when it was first introduced, and still is. This car is definitely putting up a fight with a lot of its competitors in the current market. This is what the second row looks like. You have a blind on the second row seat as well, like so. Of course, it's manual, so nothing is here on the sunroof. The heated seats on the second row seat as well. Gigantic place for you to store. Vents on the second row seat as well. And not so much nice thing, there's no seat type charging ports, but still it's good old USB A type. Document storages both on the driver and the passenger seat. You can also incline the second row seat in 2 different levels. One over here is more erect compared to this one, and you could adjust it using this lever right here. So pull it in, clicks at 1, so leveled with the one on the side, and click it one more time to go further down. So it is 2 different levels, right? 1 and 2. And I think the headrest really made a big difference compared to its competitors. It was much more cozier, cushiony. I really liked how the headrest actually did its job, its name, resting the head. Not so sure if I felt that for the first row seats, both the driver and the passenger seat, but I definitely did for the second row seats. It was really, really nice. Finally, let's get in and check out the driver's seat. And this is another part where that Lee, the Korean flag portion, comes up. Exactly from that Lee, from Kongonggam Lee in Korean national flag, the 4 vertical lines, 4 horizontal lines that represent Lee. The driver's seat side, nothing out of the ordinary. It's all self-explanatory. Full automated windows only for the driver and the passenger only, not the second row seats. Lock the windows and unlock the car using that button. So definitely different from the Hyundai Motor Group cars. An e-brake button here, the AC vents. You can also see the Torres kick plate. You could adjust the bolster only going in and out, so you only see the 2-way button there, and that is as much as it moves. It's not like 32-way adjustable seats, nothing like that. I really like the huge footrest as well. And also let's go check out what's underneath the bonnet. I've tested out the performance of the car plenty times already. It just I didn't have the time to take a look at this car myself just yet. So we see the heat shield for the turbo, the turbine, that 1.5 inline 4 that powers this Torres. I wonder what's inside that cover there. if there is any strut bar connecting the two strut points, but I doubt that. Oh, nice thing, it comes with a gas absorber here too, gas lift. That took me some time for me to notice it. Nothing out of the ordinary. The engine looks pretty much in the middle with the heavy battery on the right side, so pretty sure they have worked on the balance of the car as well. And even the undercover, I mean, it's not like airtight undercovers, however, it gets the job done. I don't really see the gravel that are underground right away. I hardly see any, as you can see. Probably, I don't know if I've included this before this exterior view or after, but I really liked the overall performance of the car, the Torres, given its class and its purpose. Above all, I really like the brake performance. 30, 40, 50 panic brake. Wow, this is really nice. A lot of things I think came from the weight of this car. This car just barely weighs a little more than 1.6 tons, which is a huge plus in every single way. And look at that. So that is the disc and the brake pads and the rotors that I had on this car. Still not all that gigantic, but it has what? Ventilated discs. So you see, it wasn't bad. So it wasn't just by a coincidence checking out all those brake performance. But I wonder what the brake pads are like. All right, last but not least, it gets a rear wiper. Seems like it's an issue these days with the EV SUV. The spoiler doesn't have any outlet, so that's where all the dirt gets collected. But relatively, I think it looks much more easier to clean. So once again, where the door trunk is, I have to catch a flight within the next couple hours, so I have all this all messy. I'm sorry, but once again, roomy inside given the class. I had no complaint whatsoever about the trunk. As you can see, I have a gigantic luggage stuck inside the trunk, and definitely a nice thing to have the LED lights within the trunk compartment. Fold the seats, not from the trunk, so if you were to fold the second row seat, you would have to do it using the lever that I told you over there. I'm going to test out some acceleration. And comes with the emergency brake assist, as we just saw. I don't think there is one. Ways to change the drive modes, but for now, let's test it out myself again. Go back a little bit. Right in the drive mode and going. Let's go, Florence. So a little bit of a delay and wait in the response, as you can see. 60, 70. Going now. Again, still late. Brakes. The brake. This is really good. Really? This is the, wow, I gotta test out the brakes again. The brakes is insane. And it's not super fast, but let's test out again. Floor it. 30, 40, 50 panic brake. Wow, this is really nice. This is actually much better than I thought. This is pretty nice. It's not bad. I'm actually quite impressed. It's pretty good. I turned on the all-wheel lock button and I can see it on the screen that it's being engaged. We have a very, very tight uphill right here, and let's test it out. And just stopping the vehicle at a halt right here, and okay, just goes up, no problem. Extreme terrain like this, and you could probably see the angle. Stopping the car right here and just resting beautifully, no problem whatsoever. All right, so no problem whatsoever. And you know, the accelerator, the torque, it's all really stable up here. And this is a dead end. I am completely blocked, but this is okay. So you see that's how steep it is, but there is just no problem whatsoever. A lot of jiggly noise that's coming up from the interior, but it doesn't really bother me all that much in a sense. And let me go that way again. Auto hold just working beautifully. Is it gonna slip? Okay, it's slipping, but you see, it's distributing the power just no problem. And also do keep in mind, this has the all-season, just the city-friendly tires on. This is what SSangYong is really known for. They know a lot of things when it comes to the off-road. Just look at this. This is the uphill that we came up, like that. And we're gonna go down that way again. It works beautifully and flawless, as we have all seen. You know, just piece of cake. No problem at all. And also when it comes to the performance, the torque is also here. So it picks up the speed just beautifully. No problem. Let's turn it off, merging into the drives. And when you need the power, so I have the white Torres running right next to me. Honestly, this is the color that I wanted. I think the white Torres looks the best. Which color do you think is better? I honestly think the white looks really great on this Torres. Really spacious and roomy inside. Literally, it's bigger than Seltos and Kona. I wasn't really sure exactly which segment this car belongs to, but SSangYong also has an SUV called Tivoli, which is I love it. Put in the to put in backwards. So is it called what? Anagrams? SSangYong has that car for the entry-level SUV, i.e. Seltos, that's over there. And they also have this Torres in EV version just around the corner. So that is the reason why this might be my first and last review of SSangYong on my channel. People would say that there's just this thing about SSangYong that you just can't get from other manufacturers. So if you tap on this button right here where the wipers is, just tap it once, it actually shoots out the washer fluid. Look at that. And it wipes off for you. Unlike you where you actually have to pull in. I mean, that works too, but it's all done with a tap of a finger right here. Wow, that's brilliant. And when it comes to the left lever, this happens. The hazard light blinks 3 times. What that is to say thank you or I'm sorry, or just kind of a gesture, and also delivering some kind of a message to the fellow drivers on the road, integrated into a button with SSangYong Torres. That is really smart, and that is just Korean thing. You see, I've parked the car right next to Hyundai Santa Fe, so I've parked a little behind that block, and this one is right on the block for the wheel. If you take a look at it from here, Santa Fe is actually sticking out a little more to the front. So I will also be including the exact dimensions in the video description as well. You can see that the Torres is not a small size SUV. It's definitely not an entry-level small size SUV. From behind, the top view, so yeah, well, we can see that the Santa Fe is bigger, a little more wider. I don't know if it's going to be taller, but Torres has definitely more strong and rigid line with quickly dropping, fast dropping roof like that. Just look how straight that is compared to Santa Fe's. And simply put, I felt it for myself. It's a little smaller than Santa Fe, but much bigger than Kona, which is right next to the Torres right now. All right, some acceleration. And I hear a lot of engine roar when you actually step on the gas, as you just heard. And that roar that you heard is from 1.5 liter inline 4 engine with 28.6 kilogram force meters of torque with around 170 horsepower, 11.2 kilometers per liter. That's with 10.2 city and 12.5 kilometer per liter on highways. And the model I'm driving is gasoline, all-wheel drive with the absence because of different drive modes missing here, apparently there's only one single mode that I can test drive this car with. I'm personally really curious about how the sport mode would behave with this SSangYong Torres, but I guess I'll save that for the next time. Steering wheel, let me get started with that first. It's not all that thick. This definitely belongs to one of those thin steering wheel kind of category. It's got a nice D-cut shape both up and bottom, much more clear line of sight, and it goes the same. It helps you with getting in and out of the car, especially your thigh touching the lower portion of the steering wheel and getting stuck and whatnot. And I saw the pedal shifter first. As you can see, this sits all the way inside. So I was like, how am I going to even be able to touch this pedals? The design is over here, but actual pedal shifter is located right here. Most of the pedal shifters are. So simply tap in here so you can see the gear goes into manual. 3, 2, 1, no, so too much of a RPM right now. So 3, 4, 5, and go back to the drive by holding on to the right pedal shifter for about 2 seconds. So the transmission, it comes with the 6-speed automatic, just the typical a comfortable SUV's transmission that you would find. So on the left is the volume and phone related, and also I can see that there's the lane keeping assist and steering wheel assist all in the same single button integrated. Tap it in for steering wheel assist and press hold for lane keeping assist. It's with the LCD panels, so I can see that those panels are divided into 3. So the display you see over there, it shows the fuel economy with the range, average fuel consumption. Push this button to toggle around and it shows you the driver awareness level. Centering lane keeping system, front safety aid, so autonomous emergency brake check, forward collision sensitivity, and speed limit warning. LDW is the lane departure warning, front vehicle start warning, driver attention warning, safety distance warning. So it comes with a lot of handy safety related features. Navigation system and other infotainment system here I'll show you momentarily, but let me focus on the drive now. All right, so now we are on that road. Just enjoy this road and view to yourself. This is uniquely Jeju. So of course, not the car that you would bring on your track day, anything like that. And this car being a rental car with 21,000 kilometers on, I don't think the tire has been changed, so it's almost all worn out tires and whatnot. But let me just quickly test it out. High center of the gravity compared to sedans and sports cars, low coupe cars, so that typical SUV thing kicks in immediately. But you could probably tell it from the video as well. But you see, I'm really surprised by the acceleration. All right, so I gotta say that it's mostly the sound, but with that, you could actually do some spirited driving as well. It feels like it's more safe because it's actually, it makes a sound that's faster than the actual speed. A lot of elevation just keeps on going up and down like this, and tight turns and corners. No wonder why people would rank this road to be the #1 of Jeju roads. And no traffic here. The steering response is not agile. It's not slow either. Like, you have your steering input, the car relatively responds right away. You don't need to question this car's performance whatsoever. This car will take you to places. The drive quality, it has a lot of safety features and the performance is there. It's not bad at all. Now is the time for some criticism, isn't it? So, neat thing, when you put the car into the parking, the e-brake automatically comes on, and also when you're not in a correct steering wheel, if your steering wheel has been rotated, it says check the tire direction as well. So 1,610 kilograms, 1.61 tons. So it's not super heavy, and honestly speaking, I kind of want to say that it's light because of the high center of the gravity. Like I've said, there is a lot of rolling, and so you need to control the car all right. I'm going back the road that I came, so obviously it's mostly the downhill on my way back. So the brake pads, it's actually quite strong. I have a very sporty brake pads on my car, and I can actually, you look at this, I can actually brake with confidence. So even with a corner up on the front, I don't really get all that scared. The braking performance on this car is really great. I mean, I actually want to test it out so where I can actually stress out the brake pads or rotors, see how it would do under certain those conditions. So that 1.5 turbo with 6-speed automatic, it's not bad at all. So just get friendly with this car, and you would be able to control this car and have a little bit of fun. And this kind of road, no need to worry, because of what? Suspension plus the clearance, ground clearance that this SUV has. All right, so I can feel that the pads are a little giving up just a little bit, but the bite is still there. It's really, it gets the job done really nice. I like it. I couldn't film the interior on time. I have a flight to catch, and so bear with me. I'm inside, and you can see plenty of the interior throughout my test drives. So on the left is the different drive modes. As you can see, park, reverse, and with the reverse, the camera comes up. But let me show you again. Park, reverse. So there's a little bit of a delay, as you can see. One more time, park, reverse. That is one thing that I pointed out earlier, but I wish that would be slightly better. I wish to have the reverse camera come up immediately after I put the gear into the reverse. Information's in the middle, and on the right is the speedometer with the speed, and I can also see there's a heated steering wheel. So that is the ambient light, the Lee that lights up during the nighttime, and you can toggle through a lot of information here. Just home button. A lot of things here are like smartphones. You can just scroll it down from the top like that. It doesn't take that long for you to get used to. So frequently used buttons are all on the left column, as we can see. But honestly speaking, the navigation was not the best one I could find in the market. So I had been using my smartphone instead of this built-in navigation system, because it took me a lot of time to actually pinpoint and find the place I want to go. Everything else in this screen, there is no physical button whatsoever on this Taurus except for that hazard light. Everything else is located right here. It's a little hard for you to differentiate which mode is on. Now if I hit the off button, see what happens. There we go. But again, I'm looking at the viewfinder now. It's a little hard to differentiate. It's more visible to human eye than it is on the monitor. So that means the AC is off, and you can control your ventilated heated seats using that button there, and just toggle this around and just tap on this necessary times, and you can adjust the levels like so. There is also a delay. You actually have to watch that whole animation. So when you want to change your ventilated heated seat option, you actually have to wait about what, another 0.5 second there. So you actually have to watch that animation. Same thing if you turn on the all-wheel lock button, auto engine stop off right there, the defrosters, but it's really hard to see and visualize it yourself. So you see the difference. The heated steering wheel, it's off right now, and this is on. And trust me, it's a little more visible to human eyes than it is with the camera. So the good old PRND shift lever here, just some storage here. There is no wireless charging, nothing all that much to complain about. And this is what the key fob looks like. Yeah, it still has. There's some swivel key until this day. Interesting. It's been a while since I've seen this one on a key. I gotta be honest, I've been doing this a lot. So it has the SSangYong logo emblem right there. Nothing special, just lock, unlock, and alarm. There is no remote parking assist button anywhere. And an armrest here. A glove box, a 220 volt outlet, drop down glove box. And one thing I liked about Torres is that if you actually turn on the auto hold, it stays on after you restart your car, which is not the case with Hyundai Motor Group, and as well as the steering wheel assist. Even for Torres, the steering wheel assist actually goes away when you restart your car. Alright, so that's it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and like CarSceneKorea if you did, and I'll see you in the next video. Once again, pardon me today running the video like this, but I guess it's a new format. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.